Education Secretary Betsy DeVos struggled to answer basic questions about education policy and schools during a pointed interview that aired Sunday on CBS's 60 Minutes. DeVos, a school choice advocate who has pushed for policies that allow students to leave public schools and take public funding to charter or religious schools, specifically struggled to explain what happened to the schools and students left behind in response to a series of questions from 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl. In places where there is a lot of choice that's been introduced, Florida for example, the studies show that where there's a large number of students that opt to go to a different school or different schools, the traditional public schools actually, the results get better as well, DeVos said during the interview. Now, has that happened in Michigan? Stahl responded, Michigan is DeVos's home state, and the education secretary as a private citizen spent millions to back efforts in that state. Have the public schools in Michigan gotten better? Stahl asked. I can't say overall that they have all gotten better, DeVos responded. She later added, I hesitate to talk about all schools in general because schools are made up of individual students attending them. Stahl also recommended that DeVos visit schools that are underperforming, to which the education secretary responded, maybe I should. Yes. During the interview, DeVos was also unable to answer a question about whether she was suggesting the number of false accusations of rape or sexual assault were as high as the number of actual rapes or sexual assaults. Well, one sexual assault is one too many and one falsely accused individual is one too many, DeVos said. But are they the same? Stahl pressed. I don't know, DeVos responded. At certain points during the interview, DeVos also seemed to contradict herself. She was asked during the interview whether she believes teachers should have guns, a proposal put forth by President Trump in the wake of the deadly Florida high school shooting that should be an option for states and communities to consider. And I hesitate to think of, like, my first-grade teacher, Mrs. Zaroff, one couldn't ever imagine her having a gun and being trained in that way, she said. But for those who are capable, this is one solution that can and should be considered. But no one size fits all. She noted she is also not so sure exactly how she become the most hated member of the president's cabinet, as Stahl described her as. She said she believes she is more misunderstood than anything. Democrats and several journalists commented on the interview, writing of DeVos's difficulty in answering questions. DeVos faced fierce opposition in her confirmation process, with senators in both parties criticizing her for her lack of experience with public and rural education. During her confirmation hearing, she at one point cited grizzly bear attacks as part of her reasoning for allowing states to determine their own gun policies in schools. She said Wyoming schools may need guns to protect from potential grizzlies. She was confirmed, despite two GOP senators voting against her nomination. Vice President Pence cast the tie-breaking vote for her confirmation. Like and share this video on Facebook and Twitter if you agree. Don't forget to support this channel by clicking on the donation link down below and subscribing so you never miss any of our trending reports. What do you think about this report? Scroll down to comment below.